This looks like a wonderful problem. I haven't done this before, so I'm going to go through the reasoning process with you. So let's call this triangles, say T. Let's call this diamonds D. Let's call this dots periods. Okay. So what we have is they're showing you this balance here, but that's what equation is. We don't write it this way because it takes too long. We use equal sign here. So what they're saying is 3t plus 1d is equal to, how many are these? 9p. And then here's another equation here. T is equal to period plus diamond. Okay. So we have that. So let's see what we got. 3t plus d is equal to 9p, and t is equal to p plus d. Okay. Okay, now we want to balance this. So what we have is this, 2 diamonds. So if I have 2 Ds, what would this be? How many dots? That we call it period, right? So how many would it take to balance 2 Ds? So that's what we want to do. Okay, how can we do this problem? How many variables we have? We got 3 variables, T, D, and P. At least I can make one disappear. Okay, look at this. At the end, there's no T in it, right? We just want to know how many P's we want to make this work. And we got T's all over. So let's get rid of the T's, shall we? By using P plus D. So I'm going to substitute in here. So I'm running out of space. I will put it here. 3 times P plus D equals 9P. So I just rewrote this with this replacing what T is, because they told me T is equal to that. So if I expand out, 3P plus 3D plus D equals 9P. So 3P plus 4D equals 9P. Now I quickly glance here. I want 2D, not 4D. So I'm going to get a negative number. This is odd. Okay, let's see what we get. So if I move here, I get 6P. Actually, no, I don't get a negative number. I get 4D. So what is 2D then? 3P. The answer is 3. Okay, now let me review here. I did it for the first time, so I was showing you my thinking process. First of all, you got to understand that balances are equations, and these figures are variables. So you put that into variables like that, then we got this equation here. What's so strange is that this is actually not even a systems of equation, because they gave you 3 variables and 2 equations. You cannot solve them. But in the end, what they asked is, how many P's does it take to counterbalance or equate 2D? So here, what I had to notice is not what P is or what D is. What I had to notice is that T was missing. Therefore, from these 2 equations, if I got rid of T, then I can get the relation somehow. Notice here, eventually it will come down to D equals 3/2 P, but that's not what we want. We want half D. But thing is, eventually you will come down to 2D if you can equate P with D. To do that, I had to get rid of T. So here's the process of getting rid of the T. I got rid of it, then the rest is algebra. You're grinding through. As soon as this happens, even as you entered here, you just forgot the notion of balance, you see, of the scale. We are just in the thick of the algebra without seeing what the world is. And here it comes with 3P here. So now we are back to the balance because we have an equation, and we say if you got 3 dots there, it will balance. But during the process, we lost the view of that, and that's okay. In physics, we do that all the time. We set up the equations based on the reality of things, and then you set up an equation and run, and then you can get an answer at the end which represents the reality again. So in the middle of it, it's like going through the tunnel. You don't see it, but you know we are getting to the right direction, and when you get out of the tunnel, then there you are on the right spot. Often you get out to, in physics, a location that you didn't think you would. So you end up coming into the spot that you didn't even know you existed, and turns out to be That's also reality. So math has an interesting and fascinating property that it could guide us to the reality that we don't even see. But if you set up the equation right, it will take you to the place that we didn't imagine, didn't even know it existed. Then later we verify that indeed it is like that, and there is such place. That's how the Einstein's equation all worked, right? He predicted everything based on math. He didn't see it. It took decades for the technology to catch up to validate what he said. Is it really true? And then it turned out to be it was. How did Einstein know? Without any of those technologies, any of those experiments, through math, he could set it up and he could crank out math. Then math told how the universe was made, and we verified later. So this is not, much of a universe to speak of. This is just simple scale with dots and diamonds. But, this is how you start. Hopefully, you will crack the mystery of the universe by setting it up this way and cranking the math.